everyone, this video is related to one of the international policies that is known as Education for All or EFE. Let's understand what is EFE. The Education for All movement is a global commitment to provide quality basic education for all children, youth and adults. The movement was launched at the World Conference on Education for All in 1990 by UNESCO, aiming to meet the learning needs of all children, youth and adults. In this conference, participants endorsed an expanded vision of learning and pledged to universalize primary education and broadly reduce illiteracy by the end of the decade. 10 years later, with many countries far from having reached this goal, the international community met again at the World Education Forum held in Dakar, Senegal, Africa in April 2000. In this forum, 164 countries agreed on 6 EFA goals to be achieved by 2015, which would dramatically improve learning opportunities for children, youth and adults. They identified 6 key education goals which aim to meet the learning needs of all children, youth and adults by 2015. The 6 goals are: first one is expanding the improving comprehensive early childhood care and education, especially for the most vulnerable and disadvantaged children. Early childhood care and education encompasses the inseparable elements of care, health, nutrition, play and early learning within a protective and enabling environment. The National Early Childhood Care and Education Policy 2013 conforms to the vision of holistic and integrated development of the child, with a focus on care and early learning at each sub-stage of the development continuum in order to support children's all-round and holistic development. Number 2, ensuring that by 2015, all children, particularly girls, children in difficult circumstances and those belonging to ethnic minorities have access to and complete free and compulsory primary education of good quality. Number 3, ensuring that the learning needs of all young people and adults are met through equitable access to appropriate learning and life skills programs. Number 4, achieving a 50% empowerment in levels of adult literacy by 2015, especially for women, and equitable access to basic and continuing education for all adults. Number 5, eliminating gender disparities in primary and secondary education by 2005 and achieving gender equality in education by 2015 with a focus on ensuring girls full and equal access to and achievement in basic education of good quality. Number 6, improving all aspects of the quality of education and ensuring excellence of all so that recognized and measurable learning outcomes are achieved by all, especially in literacy, numeracy and essential life skills. You know, there are many people in the world who are not able to receive basic education such as reading, writing and arithmetic skills. Education is the pond of knowledge and it makes people superior to other forms of living things. It aims to give everyone a chance to learn and benefit from basic education. So now, moving further with the next point, that is purpose of the education for all. So let's see. It is mentioned in Article 1. The purpose is every person, child, youth and adult shall be able to benefit from educational opportunities designed to meet their basic learning needs. These needs comprise both essential learning tools such as literacy, oral expression, numeracy, and problem solving, and the basic learning content such as knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes required by human beings to be able to survive, to develop their full capacities, to improve the quality of their lives, to make informed decisions, and to continue learning. As we know, education is central to development, social progress, and human freedom. In fact, education makes people educated, acquaints them with some need-based skills. According to the Millennium Report, education is a lifelong process, and the ultimate aim of education for all is sustainable development. India has keenly pursued the education for all goals that are defined in the area of early childhood care and education, primary education, gender, youth and adolescence, adult education and quality of education. Now we look at about Millennium Development Goals. In September 2000, building upon a decade of major United Nations conferences and summits, world leaders came together at United Nations headquarters in New York to adopt the United Nations Millennium Declaration, committing their nations to a new global partnership to reduce extreme poverty and setting out a series of time-bound targets with a deadline of 2050 that have become known as the Millennium Development Goals. There are 8 goals with 21 targets and a series of measurable indicators for each target. Goal number 1 is eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. Number 2, achieve universal primary education. Number 3, promote gender equality and empower women. Goal number 4 is reduce child mortality rates. And 5, improve maternal health. Goal number 6 is combat HIV, AIDS, malaria and other diseases. Ensure environmental sustainability. And number 8 is develop a global partnership for development. The Millennium Development Goals are the most broadly supported, comprehensive and specific development goals the world has ever agreed upon. These 8 time-bound goals provide concrete numerical benchmarks for tackling extreme poverty in its many dimensions. They include goals and targets on income, poverty, hunger, maternal and child mortality, disease, inadequate shelter, gender inequality, environmental degradation, and the Global Partnership for Development. The Millennium Development Goals are both global and local, tailored by each country to suit specific development needs. They provide a framework for the entire international community to work together towards a common and making sure that human development reaches everyone everywhere. If these goals are achieved, world poverty will be cut by half. Tens of millions of lives will be saved and billions more people will have the opportunity to benefit from the global economy. In conclusion, the EFA goals contribute to the global pursuit of the 8 Millennium Development Goals. 2 Millennium Development Goals relate specifically to education, but none of the 8 Millennium Development Goals can be achieved without sustained investment in education. Education gives the skill and knowledge to improve health, livelihood, and promote sound environmental trust practices. Now, last point is education for all and inclusive. Inclusion is a main component that is used with EFA. Since EFA is a global movement in which all children are involved, like different cultures, religions, disabilities, abilities, and more. The problem that is faced with inclusion is how different countries define disability. To be more specific, the problem comes with the definition of special needs. This can affect how or if those students can meet the goals that are created. To make sure all children are included, schools collaborate to see how all the children can meet the certain goals given. This area may be a challenging one for some, and it comes down to what does the term all really means in education for all. That is an answer that will vary country to country and everywhere around the world. So in this way, today we have seen one of the international policy, that is education for all. Thanks for listening.